Welcome, seekers of enlightenment, to a discourse on the profound gift of the inner call. Many of us navigate the terrain of existence, not quite aware of the signals that our deeper consciousness sends us. This inner call is not a mere whisper. It is a clarion call to awaken to a more profound sense of purpose and being. It is a gift, one that we are all bestowed with, but only a few recognize and fewer still answer. Let us first consider the nature of this call. It is an alert and intuitive nudge that often finds us in moments of stillness or chaos alike. Have you not felt, at times, a sense of being drawn towards a path or action that doesn't quite fit the logical framework of your current life narrative? This is the inner call, a beacon from your true self that seeks to guide you towards a path of greater authenticity and alignment with your core values. To truly understand this call, one must learn to listen. Listening is not merely an auditory act, it is a full presence of being. It requires quieting the noise of the external world and the chatter of our own minds to tune in to the frequency of our deepest intentions. It demands that we shift our focus from the cacophony of societal expectations and our constructed identities to the silent hum of our true essence. In this act of listening, we find the first lesson of being alerted by the inner call, the recognition of our intuitive wisdom. This is the wisdom that resides within each of us, often buried beneath layers of fear, doubt, and conditioning. It speaks to us of our latent potential, of the dreams we have shelved and the truths we have silenced. This wisdom is our guide, and learning to trust it is a pivotal step in honoring the gift of the inner call. Consider, then, how you may cultivate a relationship with this intuitive wisdom. It starts with creating spaces for silence in your life, for it is in silence that the inner call becomes most audible. Engage in practices that nurture stillness, be it through meditation, nature walks, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. As you do, you will begin to discern the difference between the noise of the ego and the voice of your higher self. This brings us to the second lesson, discernment. To be alerted by the inner call is one thing, to understand it is another. Discernment is the ability to perceive and act upon the right choices in accordance with our soul's deepest desires. It is the skill of distinguishing between the call towards truth and the allure of ego-driven impulses. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. To exercise discernment, you must first acknowledge your personal values and principles. What do you hold sacred? What, for you, constitutes a life well lived? These are not questions to be taken lightly, for they form the compass by which you will navigate the inner call. When faced with decisions, big or small, weigh them against these values. Does this choice resonate with the core of who I am? Does it serve the greater good? Does it bring me closer to the person I aspire to be? As we move further into the understanding of this call, we encounter the third lesson, courage. Answering the inner call requires a heart willing to brave the unknown. It often asks us to step out of our comfort zones, to risk the security of the familiar for the potential of what could be. It is in this space of uncertainty that we find our capacity for growth and transformation. But how do we muster this courage? It starts with small acts of bravery. Begin by making choices that reflect your true self, even when they go against the grain. Speak your truth, even when your voice shakes. Take steps towards your dreams, even if they are incremental. With each act of courage, you strengthen your resolve and your ability to answer the call. The final lesson in this first part of our exploration is about action. The inner call is not just about awareness. It is a directive towards purposeful action. This doesn't necessarily mean drastic life changes. It can manifest as small, intentional shifts in behavior and mindset. The key is to start. Now, as we reach the end of this first section, I invite you to reflect on what the inner call might be, signaling to you at this juncture in your life. What small step can you take today to honor this call? Navigating the celestial currents, the sanctity of inner alignment. In the unfolding of our discourse, we now explore the second dimension of the inner call, the sanctity of alignment. This is the harmonious resonance between our actions and our soul's deepest yearnings. It is the alignment that weaves the fabric of a life rich with intention and fulfillment. As we embark on this facet of our journey, we must understand the power of congruence between our inner and outer worlds. The inner call beckons us not only to listen and discern, but to align our lives with the truths we uncover. The call is not static, it evolves as we do, and thus, our pursuit of alignment is ongoing. It is an art, the art of living authentically, and it is this art that we now examine. Alignment begins with understanding our inner landscape. Our values, beliefs, and passions are like the stars by which sailors once navigated the vast oceans. To align with our inner call, we must first chart these constellations of our inner sky. What lights up your being with passion? When do you feel most alive, most yourself? These are indicators of your true north, and following them is the essence of alignment. Once we understand our inner landscape, the practice of alignment involves bringing our daily actions into harmony with our inner compass. This is where the profound wisdom of integrity comes to life. Integrity is the congruence between thought, word, and deed. It is the fortitude to live out our values, even when faced with opposition or adversity. It is the commitment to walk our talk, to embody the principles we espouse. Consider for a moment the areas of your life where you feel out of alignment. Perhaps it is in the work you do, the relationships you maintain, or the habits you've formed. Reflect on the friction that arises from this misalignment. It is often a source of discontent, a signpost that the inner call is urging us to realign. To foster alignment, start with small changes. Begin by expressing your values through your choices. Choose work that resonates with your sense of purpose. Cultivate relationships that reflect your ideals, and adopt habits that support your well-being and growth. Each choice that brings you closer to alignment is a step towards a more authentic life. However, alignment is not merely a personal endeavor. It has a collective dimension. When we align our lives with our inner call, we contribute to a world that is more conscious and compassionate. Our individual alignment has ripple effects, influencing others and inspiring them to seek their own alignment. This is the hidden power of living a life in tune with our inner call. But alignment is not always comfortable. It often requires us to let go of what no longer serves us, to release the familiar in favor of the true. This process of letting go is as important as adopting new ways. It is the emptying of the vessel so that it may be filled anew. What do you need to release to make space for alignment in your life? As we journey through life, we will inevitably encounter crossroads where our sense of alignment is tested. These moments are opportunities for profound growth and clarity. It is at these junctures that we must return to our inner wisdom, to the lessons of discernment and courage, and to the practice of action. Each decision made from a place of alignment reinforces our path and deepens our connection to the inner call. In this part of our exploration, we have delved into the sanctity of alignment, the alignment that is the bedrock of a life lived in adherence to the inner call. It is the alignment that brings coherence to our existence, the alignment that shapes a destiny reflective of our highest potential. The sublime transformation. Embracing the chrysalis of change. When the inner call beckons, it is not merely calling us to alter our external circumstances, but to undergo a profound internal shift. This transformation is the alchemy of the spirit, the transmutation of the base elements of our experience into the gold of wisdom and authenticity. The inner call is a catalyst for metamorphosis. It signals the end of one phase of being and the beginning of another. Like the chrysalis stage in a butterfly's life cycle, this transformation can seem like a dissolution of the self, but in truth, it is a process of becoming more intricately and authentically who we are meant to be. Embracing this transformation requires a willingness to let go of old identities and to confront the uncertainty that comes with change. It is about releasing the outdated stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we are capable of. The cocooning phase is essential. It is where we shed the layers that no longer fit and prepare for the emergence of a new self. The process of transformation often begins with disquietude, a sense of restlessness or dissatisfaction with certain aspects of our lives. This discomfort is not something to be feared or avoided. Rather, it is a signal that the inner call is stirring, prompting us to evolve. Welcoming this discomfort as a guide rather than a foe is the first step towards sublime transformation. In the chrysalis of change, our vision for ourselves and our lives can become blurred. It is a time of reformation, where the clarity we once had gives way to a period of ambiguity. This is the phase where trust becomes indispensable. Trust in the process of growth, trust in the unfolding narrative of our lives, and trust in the inner call that guides us through the murkiness. Transformation asks of us to become students of our own experiences. It invites us to inquire deeply into our patterns, behaviors, and beliefs. What lessons are woven into the tapestry of our challenges and triumphs? How can these lessons inform the evolution of our character and the unfolding of our journey? The chrysalis is also a space of incubation for our potential. Within it, we nurture the seeds of our future selves. This nurturing is an act of self-love and self-respect. It demands attention to the nourishment of our bodies, minds, and spirits. What practices, environments, and relationships serve as fertile ground for your growth? Engage with these nurturing elements intentionally and watch as your potential begins to sprout wings. It is important to recognize that transformation is not a solitary endeavor. While the inner call is deeply personal, the journey it invokes is interwoven with the lives of others. Our metamorphosis has an impact on our families, friends, communities, and ultimately, the world. As we change, our relationships and interactions transform as well. This interconnectedness is a reminder that our personal growth contributes to the collective evolution of humanity. To embrace the sublime transformation, we must also embrace patience. Change does not happen overnight, and the timeline of our metamorphosis is not always within our control. Patience affords us the grace to grow at our own pace, to allow the natural unfolding of our transformation without resistance. As we near the close of this third part, consider where you are in your own cycle of metamorphosis. Are you in the throes of the chrysalis, sensing the stirrings of change? Or are you on the cusp of emerging, ready to spread new wings? Embrace where you are with compassion and courage, for each stage of the journey is essential and valuable. The Resonant Summit, harmonizing with the symphony of purpose. The inner call, having guided us through discernment, alignment, and transformation, now leads us to the pinnacle of our journey, the embodiment of purpose. Here at the Resonant Summit, we do not merely understand or align with our call, We become an expression of it. Our actions, our words, and the very essence of our being resonate with the deep purpose that underlies our existence. The embodiment of purpose is the integration of all that we have learned and become. It is the harmonious symphony where each note is a facet of our life, our passions, values, talents, and experiences, all playing in unison to create a melody that is uniquely ours. This symphony is not static. It evolves, it crescendos, it modulates, but it always seeks to express the truth at our core. To reach the resonant summit, we must be willing to listen to the subtle nuances of our inner symphony. The quiet whisperings that urge us towards acts of creativity, service, and love are the melodies that guide us towards our purpose. They are there in the moments of deep connection with others, in the joy of a passion pursued, in the satisfaction of work well done. These are the notes that, when heeded, form the music of a life well lived. At this summit, let us reflect on the moments when we have felt most aligned with our purpose. Recall the sense of flow, the ease with which actions and decisions came when we were grounded in this alignment. This is the state we seek to cultivate and maintain. It is a state of grace, where effort and ease coexist. As we embrace the resonant summit, let us also embrace gratitude. Gratitude for the journey, for the lessons learned, for the growth experienced, and for the inner call that has been our steadfast guide. Gratitude opens our hearts and minds to the abundance of our lives and amplifies our ability to resonate with our purpose. As we conclude, I invite you to carry forward the essence of this exploration. Let your life be a testament to the inner call that has brought you to this resonant summit. Let your actions, your words, and your spirit create ripples in the world around you, echoing the profound symphony of your purpose. And so, with hearts attuned to the grand opus of our existence, we step forth from the summit, not as the conclusion of our journey, but as the commencement of a new chapter, one where every step is an articulation of our truest selves, resonating with the harmony of our life's purpose.